Scott,
Okay.
you mentioned one word, dirty word, a D word, the deductible, right?
Yep.
How many homeowners in the audience know that it is a felony to have a roofer eat your deductible? Does anyone know that? It's actually in statute. So we have a couple. Most people don't know that. If a roofer comes to your door and says, "Hey, I know that XYZ roofing company down here is making you pay your $5,000 deductible. I can take care of that for you. Wink, wink." Well, that sounds good. It'll save me 5 grand. It's may end up costing you in the end. That 5 grand he's got to make up somewhere. And typically it's going to be on substandard materials, poor workmanship. So if you have a roofer such as McRoof, like comes to your door, they're going to be a qualified, reputable roofer is going to hit that issue right up front. So you're 100% aware that you are required to pay your deductible by statute. It's in the law. So just be aware that if someone, a roofing company attempts to eat your deductible, there is a price to pay for that, and you end up paying with quality, lack of quality.
Well, and it is. I mean, if you just think about it, folks, it's common sense. Of course, my daddy always said two most uncommon things in the world, common sense and common courtesy, but it's common sense. The insurance companies do not overpay you for your insured losses. Okay. Does, does that make sense? Is a stand to reason insurance companies do not overpay you for your insured losses. So how can there be anything left if you don't put your deductible in? How can there be anything left for the roofing contractor to do a quality job, pay his insurance, pay his taxes, and be in business when you need him next time around? There's not. There's nothing left. Okay. And as deductibles continue to get higher and higher, that becomes more and more apparent that people can't do that. We see the issues that Oklahoma consumers are faced with every day in the way that they told a roofer, just give me what I've already got. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know any of your homes. I don't know any of your roofs. I haven't been on them. But I can tell you if what you're getting out of your next insurance restoration project is just what you've got, you are really going to be at risk maintaining and being able to afford insurance on your property. Okay. One of the things that the fortified standard requires is a better shingle. All right. A better roof. Fortified requires in the asphalt shingle world, fortified requires that we use the newest technology. Asphalt shingles, just like anything else, building science evolves, technology evolves, product development evolves. We have seen 3 generations of asphalt shingles in the last 20 years. Okay. The latest generation of asphalt shingles is what generically is called flex technology. Flex technology is a modified asphalt polymer. Flex technology is the same science that has been on top of commercial buildings and what we call bond bit modified bitumen membranes that lasted 30, 40, 50 years on top of buildings out in West Oklahoma, downtown Oklahoma City, all over the state. That is what the new technology in the asphalt shingle world is, and that's what is required for a fortified designation. You have to have the flex technology. Here's the reason why. They can go into all these materials testing laboratories and they can set up their hail tests and they can test shingles to see how they're going to perform. They start at 1 inch, then they go to inch and a half, then they go to inch and 3/4, 2 inch, 2.5 inch, and larger hail. I'm going to say this, and Avery's going to tell you what the comment from the roofing industry was after I said it. I have been putting on CertainTeed Northgate Flex Technology shingles in Oklahoma since 2018. That shingle was actually brought to Oklahoma at my request by CertainTeed. Okay. The reason I asked them to bring it here was because I was watching the testing for the 4 years previous to that and had gotten to a place where I knew that flex technology was going to outperform our old scrim technology and impact resistant shingles by 30 to 40% in severe hail. My clients live in Oklahoma. They live in the hail belt and tornado alley. I want them to have the best science, technology, installation methods that I can give them. Okay. That's my reputation and it's my customers' life at times. Okay. That is not the attitude of the roofing industry. I've been putting that shingle on, made this statement, Avery Heard, since 2018 in Oklahoma. It's been through all the hailstorms in Norman, been through the 5 3/4 inch hail in Ada, been through everything that Mother Nature has thrown its way since 2018 in Oklahoma. I don't know the number, but it's thousands of roofs. I have never replaced one of those roofs for hail damage in Oklahoma. Okay. I replaced the very first one this last fall from impact damage from the tornado the first weekend of November. I have never replaced that shingle for hail damage in Oklahoma. Avery, what did someone in the roofing industry say?
Well, if I put on, I being this individual, which is representative of a number of people in our industry, if I put on a fortified roof, I'm not going to be able to replace their roof every 4, 4, 5, 8 years. And he said that out loud in front of a whole room of people. And I thought, wow, we have some work to do as an industry to change attitudes and change minds. And we are doing that. Rest assured, the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association is committed to changing that mentality in Oklahoma.